We Have Concerns is only made possible because of generous donations from our patrons. If you want to be one of those, if you want to help make the show possible and also get extra stuff like bonus episodes, monthly hangouts, other cool stuff, check out our Patreon, patreon.com/wehaveconcerns.
And the enemy of my enemy is still an enemy.
And it is a podcast.
And if they have a podcast. This is We Have Concerns. Hi, Jeff Canada.
Hi, Anthony Carboni.
Hello, concerned citizens. Jeff's wearing boots today.
It's raining.
Yeah. They're like buckly and stuff.
You like them? Buckley boots?
I do.
Yeah.
I've just never seen. It's weird. It's weird because it's.
Almost wearing CNET
You're wearing
socks.
like red CNET socks and kind of dressy like ankle high boots.
It's pouring down rain here in Los Angeles.
It is. It's just. I've never seen you in dressy footwear.
Oh,
that's all.
All right.
That's all.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
I wear dressy footwear to events that we've been to.
Maybe like full dress shoes. Maybe the thing is I've never seen you in like
boots.
Yeah, something a little above a sneaker but below a full dress shoe.
All right.
I
have several.
It's good.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I guess it should rain more often. Okay, talking about stories. We got a story that was sent to us by Alex Salinas.
Hey, that's a familiar name.
Yeah. Alex.
3 more, Alex Salinas.
Nice.
3 more and I'll give you a nickname.
Okay. This is about... Okay, I'm going to take you on a journey. I'm not going to just spoil the ending of this story.
God, no. Why would we do anything except bury the lead? God, no. Hey, hang out for the next 7 minutes. Jeff's got a story.
All right.
No, I'm kidding. Go ahead. Go ahead, fancy boot man.
British Columbia, Vancouver, Department of Cellular and Physiological Sciences at the University of British Columbia.
Okay.
The scientists there wanted to do some studies about drug addiction. So what they decided to do...
There's a lot of drugs.
Was create mice.
We can't ever know unless we do it ourselves.
They create mice who are doing a lot of drugs. They're doing a lot of drugs, these mice. They want to do some studies on cocaine. So they decided to figure out how to make these mice more addicted to cocaine. They set out to engineer mice that are like hyper addicted to cocaine to study what happens in their brains.
Science, why? Let me tell you something, Jeff. Out of all of the drugs that you can make a mouse addicted to, I feel like cocaine is the worst. Worse than heroin, worse than meth, worse than anything, because mice just already naturally seem to me like they're just moving too fast. They're all over the place. Their eyes are always darting around.
Yeah.
I just don't want to give a mouse cocaine. I feel like that's the worst. Some drugs are not for some personalities. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think what you're saying is that when you give people cocaine, they behave like mice.
Yes.
And so giving a mouse cocaine, it's like 2 steps too far.
2 steps too far. Yeah. It's not cool to do to the mouse.
Well, here is the theory. There are these proteins called cadherins in the brain. And the cadherins basically act like glue. They bind cells together in the brain. And people, they have found, people that have high levels of cadherins, which I hope I'm pronouncing correctly, are more susceptible to drug addiction. This is what they're learning. So basically, these cadherins actually help you learn. They bind cells together. They actually are, do very good things in the brain. But if you have a lot of them, which is why I think maybe a lot of very intelligent people can have addictive personalities. So what they decided to do was boost cadherin levels in these mice to an obscene level and watch how addicted they get to kind of prove their point.
And instead they became super smart. They learned everything.
No.
They know everything now.
No, but it did have an unexpected outcome. The mice became impervious to cocaine addiction. They became unaddictable.
Super learning, unaddictable, ball mice.
They became, you could not, no matter how much cocaine you gave these mice, they would never be addicted to cocaine. They created cocaine-proof mice. They're cocaine-proof.
How do we weaponize this?
How do we weaponize this?
How do we weaponize a cocaine-proof mouse?
Get the cadherins in everybody, and we can't be addicted to cocaine. So here's what happened.
Okay.
Basically, at a certain point, the insane amount of cadherins prevented them associating the effect of cocaine with pleasure. So when it made cocaine not pleasurable.
Wow.
So it prevented them from getting addicted to it because it didn't spark the pleasure centers in the brain.
How did having a lot of these proteins stop it from being pleasurable?
They don't know. It says it turned out that too much of the glue, the cadherin glue, was actually gumming up the synapses in the reward circuit so they couldn't get stronger. As a result, the mice never learned to crave cocaine, even though it did make them feel good.
The reward center and the pleasure center couldn't grow.
Right.
It was blocked out by learning bits.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what they determined is that addiction is not just bad judgment, but it really has more to do with our biology and our biochemistry.
Now, but didn't we know that?
We kind of did.
Every time a study says that, it's kind of like, yeah, and because we know. That's slight digression, but this is kind of like the main problem I have with our intellectual understanding of addiction versus our social understanding of addiction. Intellectually and scientifically, we know that there are a lot of physical causes for addiction, physiological causes. But for some reason, whenever we hear about somebody that's addicted to something, we're like, suck it up, have some willpower, go get help.
Yeah.
How did you let yourself get into this situation? You're weak.
Yeah.
Like, it's really weird. Like, we know that these are...
Put them in jail.
Yeah.
Right.
We know that these are physiological things.
Right.
And yet, we decide that the thing that we want to do is punish people the harshest for a physiological reaction that's different than somebody else's.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that. And I think it's the disconnect between those two things, like the social reaction versus the intellectual reaction, that has us still funding studies about addiction. Like, we don't really need to fund any more studies as much as we need to fucking just help people that are addicted and have, like, the way we deal with addicted people match our fucking conclusions. That's all.
Yeah, but these guys made cocaine-proof mice.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, every once in a while there's a bright spot. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying there isn't, like, a good bright spot, but how do we weaponize these mice?
I mean, it's quite remarkable that, you know, something up to a certain point is the problem, and then past that point is almost the solution.
A lot of drug addicts will tell you that. No, man. Just a couple more, and I'll get my head right, and then I won't need to do it for a while, like a really long time.
That's what these mice are saying. Yeah. I mean,
well, it's sort of like kids are being born with peanut allergies, and so they're telling moms, like, "Hey, you need to be eating more peanuts." Right? Yeah. You're not eating enough peanut products.
Right. Because we need to build up that immunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this came after like 20 years of us saying kids are being born with peanut allergies. Don't eat any peanuts when you're pregnant. Do you remember? It was like, don't eat peanuts. Don't eat like any sugars. Don't eat any like. Yeah. And it was kind of like, then you had these kids that were like being born all like weirdly allergic to everything.
You know what I also have learned having a baby child is you can't give a baby honey. It's like the worst thing you can give a baby. I don't know why that is.
Why? Because they get their little hands stuck in the jar.
They start leaning into holes in trees and get stuck. Their little behinds are hanging out.
Yeah, it's just bad to teach a baby that. Don't teach a baby to love a honey.
No.
Why can't you give a baby honey?
I don't know. It's really, really, really bad for them.
How? What happens to them?
I don't know. They die.
What? Wait, no, dude.
I just a stupid anecdote to bring up because I don't know. I didn't research.
Somebody just told you don't give a baby honey?
Yes, but it's like our pediatrician told us, and
you didn't say why?
I know I did not. I said okay, pediatrician.
I mean, I guess good answer. Because if the pediatrician says don't give your baby honey, definitely don't do it. But like,
I probably should have inquired.
I feel like you weren't immediately curious.
I was. Unfortunately, I was delayed curious. And then later on, I went, I wonder why that is. But, you know, you're in a pediatrician. They're like, don't do this, do that. Don't do this, do that. And you're like, okay, I'm writing it down. I'm remembering it. And then later on, it's like, wait a minute. What about the honey? Why no honey?
What if you just give a baby honey?
Maybe we give babies so much honey.
Yeah.
That it can't possibly.
That they slide out of the tree trunk where they were stuck.
Yeah, it's like, they're good.
The honey becomes a lubricant.
Yes.
Thank
you, Piglet.
So don't give a baby honey. That's weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know that's all you want to do now, right? I had no intention to give a baby
Yeah,
honey
because
at
I
any
need
point.
the answer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know. I would never. There's not. I don't hang
Let's
out
go-
with honey.
let's
There's not
go
a lot of honey in my house.
Let's go give Kylo some honey.
But I kind of want to see what happens.
Let's give Kylo just like a little
No,
bit of
He
honey.
might die. That would be bad.
He might, and he
My
might
wife
be.
would be so upset.
He might, and he might be fine because
He
we don't.
might
We
love
don't
it.
know.
What if we just?
What
put
if
a
he's
little
like
honey,
super into honey?
What if we just put a little honey on his nose?
Put a
and see
little
if he
honey
can
on his
get it?
gums, on his teeth and gums. See if he
started
likes
eating-
it.
He started eating solid foods now. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. He started at banana. And
This isn't that kind
avocado.
of podcast.
Oh, I thought we were talking about babies.
No.
We're talking about mice addicted to cocaine. That's the same thing, right?
Babies
Basically the
kind of
same
act
thing.
like a mouse that's addicted to cocaine.
Don't have to tell me, man. You don't have to tell me.
Give him some honey.
Give a mouse some honey. So it said they seemed just as happy exploring all around the cage when they so there was a place where they received the cocaine
Yeah.
and they could get more cocaine anytime they
It
wanted.
was a tiny alley that they put into the
yeah.
the mouse cage. A tiny dark alley.
Yeah, and there was a rat.
There was
that
just a
hung
rat
out
there. It was
there.
like,
He had a little trench coat.
Psst. Hey,
Oh, hello there.
hey, you want some cocaine?
Oh no, I had some earlier, and I'm fine. It's fine. I had my fill of cocaine.
What?
Cocaine. I had some, and I enjoyed it. Had a great old time, and I wrote some music, and we went to a club, and then when I came home, and I was like, you know what? I don't need to do that anymore. But you know what I would love? You got any honey?
So there's a place where they go to get cocaine. I imagine it's like a little thing. They push it like when a pellet comes out.
Right.
They can push a thing and get a cocaine.
And when you see a mouse that's addicted to
They
cocaine,
can get one cocaine.
one
A cocaine.
cubic cocaine.
Hello, one cocaine, please.
Yeah, that's how I would order.
That's how I did. That's how I did it at a music festival once. I was just, hello, one cocaine, please.
You have to tell me if you're a cop.
All right, I'm a cop, and by cop I mean extremely out of touch.
Yeah. So if they're addicted to cocaine, basically they just keep pushing the button and like, give me more of the cocaine.
Sure.
I need the cocaine. These mice they couldn't care less about the cocaine. They could have it or not have it all day long.
You know, everybody has one friend that's like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The one friend that's like, everybody goes and they're like, I'm going to try this thing. And friend tries it too. And then for the next 6 months, everybody's like in this weird, like downward spiral of like weird partying. And dude's just like, nah,
Yeah.
I did it. It was
always
fine.
me. That was me. I'm that guy who I was like, everybody's like, oh, we're doing shots. And I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
No, I had shots.
I'm fine with
I had
it.
shots like last week.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It was fun.
Yeah, sure.
But now, I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like I need any more shots.
Can I tell you my favorite line of pretty much any science story we've ever done on the show?
Sure.
This is the scientist, a quote from the scientist. He says, we repeated the experiment several times to see if we had made a mistake. I like that he's
We
I like that he
used
expresses that.
the scientific method.
right. Yeah. We, did you think we just did this one time?
Yeah.
Because we didn't. We did it more than one
Oh,
time.
no. There's a lot of bad science journalism out there. I feel like I need to state this. We used the scientific method.
Also, we were all on cocaine, so we did it.
We did like
obsessively.
1,000 times.
We did it over and over.
We did
and
it
over.
1,000 times. And also, we all decided that we should wear more hats. Like, because you know what? Here's the thing. Like, we were talking about it, and it's like, I think we would all look kind of good in a hat. Like,
Yeah.
would it be bad if I bought a hat?
No,
like,
no.
Is this weird? Is this too much?
No, your head looks
Is this too
perfect
much?
in that hat. It
Really?
like, makes your head look even better.
Oh my God.
Wait.
Are you serious? Are you
Yeah.
serious? Because I feel like,
Oh, is it hot in here? It's so hot in here. I'm taking off my pants. Now I feel better.
dude, we should wake up early tomorrow and have a barbecue. Let's just wake up like super early.
Why does nobody do morning barbecues?
Why do we not wake up super early all the time? Do you know how much we could get done?
We would get so much done. Why aren't there more like barbecue breakfast places?
Oh, we should start a barbecue breakfast
Tomorrow
place.
we're franchising a barbecue breakfast
Tomorrow we're
place.
going to the bank.
Yeah.
We're going to the bank and we're going to ask them for a loan. They're going to give us a loan. Why wouldn't they give us a loan? That's a great idea.
Yeah, it's like money in the bank, and they
Tink,
are a
tink,
bank.
tink, 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 tink. Oh, wait, hold on. It's the mice. You going to share some of that? What the fuck, dude?
Do you think this is a good thing? Do you think this is the kind of thing where we could it could lead to drug addiction treatment, right? Because maybe we just pump cat herons into our brains.
Well, here's the next step, right? Now we need to have these mice live their lives, test their sort of cognitive and emotional functioning, and see if there isn't some sort of deficit that happens somewhere else.
Yeah, no, it's not that they didn't want the cocaine, it's that they are now just brain dead and morons and wandering around the cage aimlessly.
Well,
looking for cocaine, but not being able to identify it.
It is sort of interesting that it's the way this works is by giving you so much of this stuff that makes you learn or whatever. Also eliminates the growth in the reward center, which is a huge part of motivation to continue learning. You know what I mean?
It's great. We fixed addiction. There's just no feeling of accomplishment or happiness ever again. It's so awesome, but guess what?
I'm so healthy.
Exhibit A,
I guess.
Meet Clyde. Clyde used to love cocaine. Now he doesn't love anything. Now I don't love
anything.
Yeah, no, he couldn't. He's wearing sweatpants for the 17th day in a row, and
pants are fine.
We are having a hard time getting him to eat food. But guess what?
Great.
You know what he doesn't like is cocaine.
Nah, I don't need any of that. Thanks.
Clyde, tell the people about what you do during an average day.
Well, today I was staring at the wall for about 12 to 13 hours before you turned me around. And then I was staring at the room.
Do you enjoy it?
As much as I enjoy anything else, I suppose.
As much as he enjoys anything else. Which, hey, not addicted to cocaine. So,
yeah, I definitely don't want any cocaine. Or love. So, I mean, that's the thing is now, like, we figured out this causes this, but we don't know what else it causes.
Right.
I'm not saying it's going to turn people into zombies. I'm an idiot. I don't know about the brain, but I'm saying that it's a system. It's not an A-B thing.
Right.
And so now this is but it is cool. I like it.
I agree with you that we need to weaponize these mice.
I mean, sure. That's the one thing that we can agree upon is that we need to weaponize these mice. I just can't think of how. If you guys can think of how, it would be great if you could just tweet at us with the hashtag breakfast barbecue.
Yeah.
And just let us know. And do breakfast BBQ. Because I want you to have space to really explain how you're going to weaponize these mice. I'm at A Carboni.
I'm at Jeff Canada.
And hey, guys, if you haven't recently, why don't you go check out our Patreon.
Oh, that is the only way we fund this show. And my goodness, there are fun rewards for you. If you want to hear the beginnings of the episode where we have ridiculous conversations about nothing, and you're only hearing the tail end of it, you can hear the whole conversation that we have every week. All you got to do is become a patron.
Yep. We also have a monthly patron hangout where we all jump on a Google Hangout together and I'm going to say the word hangout 50,000 times in this sentence, but we hang out. That's what we do.
That's what we do.
We just chat about anything that pops into our heads, and anybody who wants to can jump on cam with us.
So fun.
We also, about once or twice a month, we do live, we live stream our recording sessions.
Yeah.
And certain patrons can catch up on those and see those. We also send out little gifts and little presents to certain patrons.
Physical objects in the mail?
Can you believe it?
What?
Head to patreon.com/wehaveconcerns to find out all about it.